So if you haven't seen this tweet, take a good look. People were angry, people were excited, and people were confused. But really, I think the right take is this. We live in a world with glass ceilings, and women who dip their toes into or fully embrace hip-hop have a huge one over their heads in terms of progressing their careers. It explains Nicki Minaj's dip into the pop world. I mean, yes, her early hip-hop mixtapes are what put her on the map initially, but you can't deny that the second she went pop in the early 2010s is when she shot into global superstardom. And it's smart too, right? Instead of pounding on the glass ceiling that ultimately led to the demise of other female rappers, Nicki used pop as a vehicle to move around it. The only tricky part with that is you create a part of your fan base that compartmentalizes your legacy as a pop star. You have those people that when you bring up Nicki Minaj immediately think of Starships or Super Bass. But if you don't mind all that, and at Nicki's level you probably don't anymore, you have the freedom to kind of do whatever you want and be supported. And for Nicki, that was her last record, Queen. Using pop as a way to advance your career isn't anything new, but I think Nicki's a great example of how it played out as best it could. She was a bit more strategic than her peers and managed to open doors for those after her. Now, undeniably, one of the people walking through that door is Doja Cat. Doja started off making silly, goofy stuff for fun like Moo, which kind of gave a breath of fresh air to hip-hop and pop rap because it was funny and self-aware and very internet-y. Now, I can't say that's the same thread that runs through Hot Pink and Planet Her, but the general appeal is still there. I'm pretty sure every girl between the ages of 18 to 25 used the album Planet Her to get ready to go out at some point. It was just that solid, make you feel good girl pop rap. Now, if that's starting to sound familiar, that's because it is. Hot Pink and Planet Her took Doja to unprecedented heights in terms of exposure, with her collab with SZA for Kiss Me More really putting the nail in the coffin in a good way. And now that Doja's sitting in the top 50 artists in the world on Spotify, coincidentally only a few steps ahead of Nicki, I think she tweeted what she tweeted because she's essentially gonna pull a Nicki. She's gonna take the freedom and spotlight that pop stardom has given her to give us something different. Some people are talking about a return to more rapping and more bars, but I could honestly see her going in a Rosalia Motomami direction too, who you could also argue did this pop trick as well. Rosalia's first two records were Nuevo Flamenco, and then after that she started landing these huge features where she'd lend her talents in pop and even hip-hop context. And after all that attention worked in her favor, she dropped what she always wanted, which was Motomami. You got jazz, pop, alt-pop, trap, reggaeton, all kinds of stuff on there. It's artistry across the board. And looking at this from a zoomed out perspective, I think Doja's been acting crazy and weird enough to drop something in the same vein. She's always had that pop influence, so I don't think she's gonna drop it entirely for the next one. That tweet was supposed to be inflammatory, and no matter how you felt about it, it worked. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to check out this one where I predict what Tyler the Creator is gonna do on his next record.